Mexican drug cartels infiltrating the American Border Patrol agencies. Homeland Security officials testifying before a Senate panel yesterday saying only about 10% of new hires are given polygraph tests. 60% of those who take the tests fail. That means that many agents who were not given polygraphs may be working for the drug smugglers, not the United States. This as the bloodbath gets worse on our southern border. In January and February of this year, about 1,600 people were killed by Mexican drug gangs. The narcotics market in Mexico worth an estimated $800 million a year. More than 16,000 people have been killed in Mexico from drug-related violence since 2006, including 4 visiting U.S. citizens murdered at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. Now questions are swirling around a border town in Texas. A Mexican military chopper seen hovering over homes in Brownsville as cartels continue threatening security. Let's talk about it with Ralph Basham, former Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. This problem, first of all, of corruption within the ranks of those who are supposed to handle the problem, patrol the borders, check for drugs and so forth. You've seen that yourself?
Well, actually, I think what we have to recognize here is that this is not new information. We have been aware that we have this problem, and it's not unusual for law enforcement agencies to be approached and attempted to be infiltrated by criminal elements. But I'd like to point out that 2 years ago, they were doing no polygraph examinations versus now. When I arrived there, I clearly felt that we needed to do more, and I discussed it with the Secretary Chertoff and then with Secretary Napolitano. We needed to build a more robust internal affairs office, and I also recognized that we needed to start administering polygraph exams. So we're doing a lot more today than we were before, but you also have to recognize that there's a full field background investigation done on each one of these individuals. Do we need to do more? Absolutely. Do we need to get more resources? Do we need to expand the authorities of the CBP's agents? Yes, we do. But we recognize that we have this problem, we have this issue, and we're working on it.
The 1,600 people who have died just in the, well, roughly, what, 2 months of this year, 2.5 months of this year, in drug violence in Mexico, I mean, that's nearly twice the number of U.S. soldiers who've died in Afghanistan in 8 years of fighting. That is an absolutely tremendous number and a really costly conflict.
Well, it is, and I think what you're seeing here is that the pressure that the Mexican government is putting on the cartels and the law enforcement efforts that the United States is putting on the southern border is really what is driving these attempts by the cartels to find new ways of getting their drugs into the country. One of those ways is to approach our personnel and try to get them to be involved in some of the trafficking of those drugs. So that's part of the problem. Is the more pressure that's applied, the more they're going to attempt to use our personnel to get the drugs in. So that's why we have to continue to build and grow these resources in concert with our partners in DEA, ICE, and the FBI, and to put more pressure on those cartels there. And it's going to result, I believe, in additional violence.
I hope you're right. The former Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Ralph Basham, thank you.